From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Morreale and Hitch.
Well, welcome everybody to I'm going to call this the official tip-off of Ticat season 2022, the Morreale and Hitch podcast. We did a couple of these leading up past the new year, Robbie, but I think this is time to kind of relaunch. Yep. First time together. You got what's the P stand for in your hat? What's that all about?
Men's League Hockey Penguins. You know that. We've got more clothing line. We do have our own clothing line, actually. It's all blue, pens, everything, hoodies, you name it, we got it. You should see us on the ice, how we look. Oh, we look good.
You're talking about the way you're dressed or the way you play?
You know, we always said it, and you're the same as me when we played. If you look good, you play good. Right?
We look good.
We don't play good on the hockey rink.
No. You look good, you feel good, you play good. That's what I'd say. Well, listen, welcome back. Welcome, Ticat fans. Welcome, fans, of whoever you are, wherever you're from. The last time we chatted, and you probably saw my little promo I did for this Morreale and Hitch podcast, Robbie. Or maybe you didn't because you really don't care at all.
I don't care.
But I don't know what our followers are up to. We were sitting about 11, I think, for quite some time. Yeah. I'm not sure if we've cracked into the 20s yet. But regardless, we are excited to be back. The football season around the corner. For those of you that are new to joining in, we don't talk much about we dabble in football. We just talk about life, talk about things that happen, make stuff up along the way, and prepare very little. Yeah. So this is a perfect day to start.
This is a great day too, Mike, because I don't know if you just heard as well as I did, is that we have a sponsor for our show. And with
unbelievable.
Bet Regal.
Wow. And that's it. We don't have the promo. We have nothing to read. No. We just know it's Bet Regal. We don't know what the promo is.
And it's going to be fun, and we're going to take this, we're going to use this on our show each week, and we're going to have some fun with it. So just to let everybody know, we don't know the full details of it yet, but once we do, we will. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, here's the funny thing. I know Ali from Bet Regal. I've chatted with him before. They got a roster on, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Dunnigan's one of their spokespeople. So is Damon, and I think there's one or two others. But guys that we know, that we've played with, that have some stories. So maybe over the course of time, some of those guys might jump on too. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you know us and guests.
Yeah. There aren't too many.
Not too many. But the ones that have came on, they've been good.
Yes, they have. They have been very good. The last one was Darren Flutie. Let's recap on having Wood there. I was so excited just to see him. It was a bit of a departure from our usual show where we're overly silly. We got a chance to have Darren sit down and chat a bit about football and a bit about life. It's great to see him again. There's a couple of things I didn't have an opportunity to bring up, and I wish I did. I wanted to make fun of him. Do you remember why we used to call him Jean Chrétien at one point in time? Do you remember that?
Okay.
Let me just tell the fans out there that one season when Darren walked into the locker room, half the side of his face went like limp. He had Bell's palsy. We kept calling him Jean Chrétien because he talks out of the one side of his mouth. Poor guy. Here's a guy who's got a viral infection, and we were just hammering down on how silly it looked. The one side looked like he was 20. Yeah. The other side looked like he was 65.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. That was funny. You walked into that room in the Everyone Stadium. It was classic. We crushed him for. We had that for like 2-3 weeks, right? Soft.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
And
he couldn't smile, couldn't drink water, it'd fall out the side of his mouth. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You got to have thick skin. So, hey, listen, I got to pass the torch to you. Why don't you give me some updates and let us know what this season's going to be all about?
Well, I'll tell you right now, we're going to get into the football, and I just want to let you know about the games that just finished. I don't know if you watched any. I saw some scores. I didn't watch too much on the weekend, but 18-17 Argos against Hamilton, which, again, it's all preseason. Don't get your shit in a knot, everybody. 27-26 Montreal over Ottawa. Again, 1 point. 20-18 BC over Saskatchewan. 26-16 Winnipeg over, I think Winnipeg was playing Saskatchewan. So, yeah, that's what I was getting at. So really close parity. I know it's early and a lot of the starters weren't playing, but if this is any indication of how the season's going to go for this league and they're tight games like this, it's going to be a lot of fun. But do you remember? I was just looking on, and Saskatchewan played on Tuesday night and then they played Friday. Remember?
Oh my God!
Remember we played Labor Day and then had to go there for a Friday and play.
Yeah.
Oh, we played Saturday. It was Monday, Saturday, and Edmonton and Calgary were Monday, Friday. These guys played Tuesday and Friday. Can you imagine?
No.
Tuesday night, Friday night. No.
How is that even like how do you do that?
No. Thinking about it now just makes me cringe. Like there's absolutely no way. And I know you're young and you bounce back and you get 2 paychecks.
That's the nice thing. The paychecks are nice.
But is it worth it?
I don't know. That's a tough turnaround. I mean, when we watch the games now, I don't know about you. We get the ability to get down to field level and watch the games. I see these guys hit each other, and I'm like, what in the hell was I thinking playing this sport? Like that, and you used to be the guy that delivered the hits. I was the guy that took them. And I'm thinking, what? It's incredible, the speed, the athleticism, the size, the power, the contact that's being created. It is something else, man.
Yeah, well, I think we had a lot bigger shoulder pads. At least I did. And
You did.
I think when guys hit me, they bounced off me more because the pads are so big. Now, a lot of these guys just wear the forming ones, and I think you get injured more with those. You got to have the big pads so they bounce off you. Yeah, dude. You gotta have the pads. And the neck bar.
Oh, yeah. You had the big
the Douglas.
Absolutely.
I missed about 8 interceptions trying to turn my head up for the ball, trying to pick. My whole body would move. I couldn't get my hands up in the air.
Oh, but you look good, buddy. You look tough.
Always look tough.
You look tough. So that's all that matters. Hey, listen, I've been busy. I was hanging around with Drake the other day. That's my new thing.
Really?
Just me and Drizzy. Hanging out at a basketball game. That's just that's how I roll now, which is kind of cool. J. Cole, me, J. Cole, Drake.
How was that?
Have a little rap album coming out.
How are they? How are those guys?
Oh, it's incredible. It's kind of surreal, man. You got here you are watching a basketball game and something I'm proud to be a part of, and you got like the biggest entertainers in the world sitting right there. One's on the court, one's sitting on the court side, and you got all these NBA players from all over and celebrities and entertainers. It's
in case we have some new listeners, maybe the 12th and 13th, maybe you should explain this is not an NBA game. You should maybe explain to them.
No, this is the Canadian Elite Basketball League, the CBL, something that I'm proud to be part founder and commissioner and CEO, and now we're up to 10 teams, so that's exciting. And J. Cole happens to play on one of our newest teams out in Scarborough Shooting Stars. So that, most people with a pulse probably have heard about this by now. Whether you're a sports fan or not, it was pretty big news. And it's been fun. Yeah. It's been tiring. Been traveling a lot, but incredible time. It's good to be in Canadian sport. I feel confident. We got the CPL going. We've got the CBL going with the CFL. This is a good summer. This is a great summer for Canadian sports.
And I have to toot your horn a bit because 2 guys that I know.
You can toot my horn anytime you want.
I know. You know that. A couple guys at our golf club, some older guys that have actually done some basketball refereeing and still do, came up to me on the weekend and said, "Hey, your buddy Mike's doing a hell of a job." And I said, "Yeah, he is." I said, "He's turned that league into something that's real special, and it's real nice to see. I'm proud of you." And he just this is 2 different guys, and of our foursome that just know basketball well, and they know this league, and they're loving it. They're compared to what it was a few years ago, compared to it is now. It's you can't even. There's no comparison. So. Great job.
No, it's been good. Hey, buddy, I'll take that. That'll be the only compliment I get from you this year.
Yeah,
so that's good. I'll take
maybe.
It wasn't even from you. It was from 2 other guys I don't know.
And I don't care. I didn't care anyway. I know you're doing well, so I don't care. Hey, how about we talk a little bit about the agreement that they just passed with the league and the owners? Like, thank God. I was just thinking to myself, if that didn't go through, it's not good. It wouldn't have been good. Lucky 7-year contract where nobody has to talk about this for 7 years, but oh boy, it wouldn't have been good with COVID and then this. I always think of rain. It's always raining on my head, right? It's always raining. It's dark cloud over my head. I always think negative, but man, if that happened, it wouldn't have been good.
I got to be honest, it was touch and go.
Yeah.
Right. It was touch and go. I think, if the players didn't accept the latest deal, the owners would have been in position to say, I don't know, if we're going to miss preseason games and potentially some games, we got to reevaluate what's going on. So thankfully, we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I was part of 5 collective bargaining agreements in my time as a member of the executive or president. I know what those meetings are like. They're not easy in a normal situation. These were, a little bit abnormal situations, but great to see it done because we need these guys on the field.
Yeah.
They need to be on the field. The owners need them on the field. Everybody wins when you're on the same page. And you're right, 7 years, put it to bed, put it aside. From what I understand, there's some pretty good gains coming as some of the revenue share kicks off and all that stuff in a couple of years. So let's hope for an exciting CFL season. Let's hope for an exciting Ticats season. And on that note, I got to be honest, man. I think the East is up in the air. I think the Cats still have one of the strongest teams in the entire league, and especially in the East.
Yeah.
But I think the parity is there, and I think there's more competition now than ever. You just got to look at Toronto. They've improved dramatically.
They're up there,
and
there's
we'll see what happens.
The days of the 12-4. The 10-6, and then the 2-12, the 2-14, like those. It's going to be.
They play 18 games, not 16. Just so you know.
Who do you think again? Yeah, I guess you had to say that. These guys probably wouldn't even know. All I remember is that we used to win 2 or 3 games, and it's not going to be like that anymore. You know that it's going to be the parity in the East, especially. I don't know about the West. I haven't followed it too much, but Calgary's always going to be. Winnipeg's going to be great. Saskatchewan, they're always good teams out there. But the East is going to be real. There's going to be no crossover this year. I guarantee that.
Yeah, I agree. I was out in Ottawa the other day and ran into my buddy Berkey, and your buddy Berkey.
Yeah.
So we grabbed a little beverage after the game and shot the shit a bit and got caught up. And I asked him a bit about his squad, and he feels confident in his team. He knows that the other teams in the East are strong. But it's
got Mazzoli now.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah.
You got a good quarterback, and you got a chance.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that, in the East there are 4 good starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Starting with Dane right here. Now Dane didn't play the last preseason game. What do you think about that? What's your interpretation of that? Is that something? I mean, I played in every one except the one I didn't play in. There's only one. You know which one it was?
No.
It was the game before we got cut in 2007. That's the only one I never played it.
So my view on it is, and I go back to when Ronnie Lancaster the one year, and he said to me, "You're not playing the last game before the regular season." I said, "Well, coach, I just want to give me a couple of series. Let me dress. I just want to get that game feel, that game, just because we haven't had it. And preseason is I think we only had 2 games back then. And the first one, I hardly played in the first one. So he let me play. And the 4th play in the Argos, pitch outside. I run up, of course, and the guy makes a move. I throw my arm out, break my radius. Snap.
Is that when you broke it?
Yeah. 3rd play of the game. And he looked at me, and I'll never forget his face. God rest him. He was so bloody mad at me. I came off, and I broke in half. I had surgery that night, and I missed 10 games. I came back Labor Day, but probably should have came back that whole season. But I ended up coming back.
That was bad.
So you had to cast on it. But I'll never forget that. So there's 2 sides to it. Like, do you want to potentially get hurt? You can never go into a game thinking you're going to get hurt. If you do that, you're gonna. But I feel that you really have to get that game mode in and get the speed down. At least if it's a quarter or so, you want to play as a veteran. My opinion.
Yeah, you would think so. I feel exact same way. Like, there's no way that I would feel comfortable entering a season having not played in a preseason game. No. That's just me. Like, there's no. You can have scrimmage. You can do as many drills as you want, and team against team and training camp. There is nothing that compares to getting on a field against an opposing team.
If you didn't play both preseason games, you're trying to play your first one as a regular season, you're going to be dead in the first quarter. You'll be dying.
Dying.
I don't care how good shape you are. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
We used to work
listen, we're going to have a good East Division.
Yeah.
Ticats are poised. I mean, they've got to be the favorites in the East. We got Grey Cup in Saskatchewan, which will be a really good time.
Yeah.
And, hopefully got a season with no issues, just a great season ahead. So I'm pumped about that. You and I will probably be in and around some of the games, the pregame, doing some stuff.
Yep.
It feels like forever that I've been down to the stadium. I got to be honest.
Last time I was there was for the NHL game. I went. I actually had tickets.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun. Holy cow! That place was jammed. It was cold. It was windy. It was freezing. And I even called Matty Afnick. I said, "Hey," I left him a voicemail because he didn't pick up. I knew he was at the game. I had some seats in the just the regular seats. He's up in the box, and I called him, messaged him, nothing back. He didn't want me.
Oh,
he didn't want me.
He didn't want you there.
No.
He knew you were calling.
He knew I was calling.
He was taking his phone and doing this. Look who's calling me. He wants to come up again.
I think I looked up and I saw the box and I saw a couple people up front. He's like, "You bastard! You didn't even want me to come up." That's okay. I'm gonna get him though. I'm gonna get him back. Sitting.
Hey, listen, why don't you try and get to? I think the Arkells concert is coming up again at the stadium. I think it's on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken of the date, but that's another cool event too.
Oh yeah,
where
we should have free everything there. You and I,
everything.
Like I'm talking every show,
everything.
Why wouldn't we?
Everything.
Okay.
Let's walk into this is what we're gonna do. We got to go into the store.
Yeah.
And you got to say, you pick up a bunch of stuff and just put it on marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing's account.
Yeah.
Just do that. See how that goes. But new owners now, It's not just Bob anymore. I don't know.
Oh.
This new Stelka. No, then we got Scott.
Yeah,
if Scott knows that we're walking into the store and putting stuff on account, I think there might be some issues.
Scott owes us.
But let's try.
Scott owes us.
You would think.
He does.
No?
All that stuff. Oh, my gosh. Doesn't matter. And that goes just for Mike and I, not all the 11 fans that can't go in there and buy stuff. Don't steal anything, please. Don't.
Have some respect.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Hey, have you been following any NHL? Probably not, eh?
You know what? I watch a bit here and there. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Oilers, but what's that series at now? They're down, right?
3-0. They're down, yeah. They play tonight. And my thing, too, I want the Oilers as much. I like the Leafs. Boo, everyone doesn't like the Leafs. But as soon as they went out, I just wanted a Canadian team. And Calgary got beat out, so I thought Edmonton, why not? They're the last one standing. But they're down 3-0 to a phenomenal.
That's Colorado, right?
Yeah. But my thing, too, here's what I was going to ask you about that. Mike Smith, goalie. He's 40 years old. And
he's been around forever.
Yeah, he's been around for so long. And he's still a good goalie, but they're giving him the start again tonight. They've been getting pounded, too. They've been getting pounded. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? You keep a vet in there and go out, and then he's finished after this? If he goes up 4 straight, he's finished? Or you'll give him one more shot to hopefully he wins it, and who knows?
Oh,
I don't know what to do.
That's tough, eh?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you want to go with the vet. There's always a place for a vet in the playoffs, right? If you've been in the playoffs, it's a different atmosphere. But if you're giving up a bunch of goals, and some of those games, what was the first game, like 7-6 or something, right?
Yeah.
No, so
8-6, 8-6 the first.
8-6. That's 14 goals in an NHL hockey game in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So obviously there needs to be something going on there. And then the other side is what, Tampa and New York? Is that what's that series?
Tampa won yesterday, so 2-1.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, 2-1. But I was actually thinking about this and thinking I wouldn't put the old guy in, but then I'm like, you know what? You gotta support your veterans. The guy's 40. He's still playing in a young man's league. He's 40 years old playing elite hockey, just like we were 37 when we were playing elite football and we got released. Remember how good we were at 37? And then what happened? We got cut.
I blame Marcel Desjardins.
Oh, to the day I die, it's him. I wish I could see him again. Oh
no, he's gone into the abyss, buddy. He's disappeared.
No, he's somewhere. He's like in. I think he's back in Montreal. I think.
Well, he's probably back home. I think that's home.
But I think.
No,
I'm pretty sure I read something. I have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure if
if we had somebody like a producer that can actually Google something while we're on the air.
Yeah, Marcel. How about Bucko? Get him down here. We haven't seen him for a couple months.
Yeah, Bucko, jump on.
Oh, look at that hair. Meatloaf.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Those are kids.
I like that.
Wow. Part-time wrestler. Amazing.
Oh, my gosh. Can you look up Marcel?
So you guys wanted me to look? You wanted me to do my job? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind doing that? We're running out of things to talk about.
I'm positive that he's back in the CFL.
What's his name?
If he is,
I don't think he is.
that
Oh,
Marcel Desjardins. You know how to spell that?
Like French?
No, it's
yes, that's correct. Like the bank. Like the bank. He's not anywhere, Rob.
I'm telling you, he is. I saw his name.
No, you're thinking of oh, no,
maybe,
it's not.
Maybe I am. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about too. Shit. Not.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No.
he'll look it up. You can't find him.
He was Ottawa Red Blacks until he was relieved of his duties last year.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
he's nowhere
That's
now?
the end of the end of my research.
All right. Well, I still think he's somewhere. I'm gonna have to look it up, but
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
yeah. Well,
I think you're wrong.
if I ever see that guy, I think I'll punch him in the face. I'm just kidding. I don't like violence.
Oh man. Okay, summer's coming up.
Yeah.
What are you doing this summer? To give me the lowdown on what's going on.
Well, starting next week, I've got a few days off. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. We have our annual 3-day member guest tournament at our golf club. And you've heard about this before. It's 3 days debauchery. It starts, the Wednesday's the practice round. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's 3 rounds. It's it's a lot of dough to play your own golf course. You get to bring a guest with you. So I'm bringing my nephew, not you, because you need to have a handicap, and you're a 48.
I do have a few handicaps.
But that's going to start off the summer. Is that we haven't had it because of COVID for 3 years, or 2 years. So this is going to be our first one in a bunch of years. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're starting that off, and then I think we're going to head up to the cottage some point in July, and then we're heading to Ellicottville, 16 of us, from my dad's little attorney. We do that every year. Haven't been there for a couple of years. So just cottages and hanging out with family. How about you?
Oh, basketball, buddy. Yeah. I'm busy right till the middle of August, just jam-packed. I can't keep my head on straight half the time. But it's exciting. It's awesome. You know what the most exciting part is? Seeing people and fans in the stands without masks, enjoying themselves like normal.
Yeah.
It is like a breath of fresh air. And to those that still wear masks, by all means, go for it.
Where was the last game? There's like 3,000 people there, 4,000 or 5,000 people. Where was the last game? It was just last week, I think.
Ottawa had about 4,000. Montreal's been averaging over that too. Yeah, they've been doing good.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just nice to be normal again. People are excited. They want to get out. Now, mind you, gas costs about $800 a liter, so there's a lot of things working against everybody too. But how does this happen? How are we paying today on the way home from work? It was $2.12 for a liter.
Yeah,
which if for a U.S. gallon, we're talking about $8.
$8, yeah, ridiculous. Like.
How is this, like, what is happening? Like, this doesn't make sense. What happened to all the reserves that we have? What happened to all this crap? Like, what? I don't get it.
That's what happens. We send everything, we export it all out, and these oil companies make billions, and we got nothing here. It's just ridiculous.
I took an Uber home the other day from the airport, and a guy, I asked where he's from. He's from the old Soviet Union, so he's Russian. He's not. He says he's called Russian, but he's from the Soviet Union. And we started talking. He lives in Miami, but he had to leave Miami because he needed a green card. And this guy was telling me that, the IRS in the U.S. kept, trying to track him down and found him, basically told him to get out of the country to get a green card and go to Canada because it takes about 8 months there versus staying in the U.S. for a year and a half to get it. This guy sells medical equipment, but like high-end MRIs and X-ray machines and all this stuff.
He's driving Uber.
He's driving Uber because he's got to kill 8 months here in Canada while his business he lives in the Bronx. He lives or Brooklyn in New York. And he was telling me that you could buy like the MRI machines. If you're going to buy one, they're over $1 million to buy.
Yeah.
But he buys used ones. He's got connections all over the world. He buys them used. And then he resells them. And he said, I can make, 100, 200 grand on each sale, just flipping MRI machines and stuff, which is incredible because you got to wait about 80 years to get into an MRI, to get one up here in Canada. But in the U.S., you got a few bucks, you get an MRI in an hour.
Remember, we were going to buy
this
one
guy does.
in 2000. Ozzy was trying to get a bunch of us to buy one. There was about $800,000, but we had to find a technician to do it 24/7, private one. We didn't have the money. We were making $38,000.
We also had to find the money. We just blamed it on not finding the guy to fix it, but we just didn't have the money.
Hey, I was just reading about this. It's called an EB-5 program. And if you're looking for citizenship, whether you want to go to, if you're from Canada or anywhere else, you want to go to the U.S., it's an EB-5 program. And it started, I think, in the 90s. And if you have $500 to $1 million to invest into an American entity, like a development or some type of business that's going to create 10 jobs, you will fast track your green card in within months if you're putting in, because you're putting in equity into something that's going to create some jobs in the U.S. So I think in the U.S. now it's $1 million, $1,050,000, I think it is. But in Canada, I think if you want to go, it's $500 to $1 million. So it's pretty cool. These programs that they have, and they're top immigration lawyers, and it's kind of neat. So if everyone had $1 million that wants to get a green card in 4 or 5 months, do it.
You need $1 million? You looking for a loan? Is that what you're looking for?
I don't need it. I'm staying right here. I'm not going to the U.S.
So good friends of mine all work in the U.S. Guys that played football with at Mac and all this stuff, and their jobs just took them there. I got to tell you, man, when you really look at the cost savings there versus living here and the taxes, it's crazy. So my good buddy lives in Texas.
Yeah.
No state tax in Texas.
No.
You know, if you're buying, no GST or HST in Texas. So you're making more money, you're spending less money, you have access to the top facilities all over the place, from sports to restaurants to entertainment to whatever. And, now the downside is, if you got money in the U.S., you're good.
Yeah.
If you don't got money in the U.S.,
you're no good. Yeah.
You're no good.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much disparity between the two. It's crazy. And heaven knows there's a lot of, Texas being the state of everybody owns a gun.
Yeah.
You have that to worry about too.
True. Hey, my buddy Futter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes over to Lewiston. It takes about 15, 20 minutes to get over the border from here. He buys 5 cases of beer at a time, $148 for 5 cases.
Come on.
And he buys them, goes right to duty free, duty free, buys them. Sorry, not duty free. Goes over, buys them, comes back, declares them, and pays $11 per case. So it comes to $148 for 5 cases. And here it's about $250 for 5.
What? And that's paying the duty?
Paying the duty. $148 for 5 cases. If you drink, it's unbelievable, the cost difference. It's $50 for a case of beer here.
Oh, man, see, I'm not a beer drinker, as you know.
I'm not either too much. I have a few once.
$50 for a case of beer.
50 for a case, yeah. For cans, $50 for a case. It's ridiculous. How do you live? Like Ava, my daughter's just got into the Con Ed program at Brock, 6-year teaching program. So she got in. I told her to stay in residence. She's like, no, I want a car. I'm like, not the way these gas prices are. You're not getting a car. I'm going to get you a moped and one of those little Vespas so you can have one of those. But crazy. It's nuts.
So I'm due for a new car. I finally reached the point where my daughter is embarrassed of me completely, and I'm starting to get embarrassed of myself. So I have had this 2015 Hyundai Sonata, which I'm not a car guy. I think we've talked about this. I don't care about cars. I don't care what I'm driving. As long as I can get there, I'm comfortable. It's got a cracked windshield for at least 4 years, minimum 4 years. And it's now spider webbed all over the place. The wipers don't work. The air conditioning hasn't worked for 3 years. And my trunk thinks it's open all the time. So what it does is it honks the horn randomly, and the lights flash off and on constantly. So I had to pull the fuse from the horn out of the car so that at least it wouldn't honk as I was driving down the road. But what it does now is it beeps in the car. So now it goes meep constantly for as long as I'm driving. It's an utter embarrassment. My wife is embarrassed.
Yeah.
My 2 daughters are embarrassed. And I think at this point in time, even if I wanted a new car, I don't think I could get one, because you can't get a new car off the bloody lot.
Months away still, especially trucks are a month away. But you know what I wish would have happened? The event you just went to with Drake, he says, hey, let's hop in your car. Let's go. Imagine. I don't have a car. Sorry, I don't have a car here. It's not mine. That's not my car. Sorry, that's not mine.
I got to make it even better. I forgot one more very important thing about my car. is that the fob doesn't work.
Oh.
So it won't. I can't open the doors with the fob. So I got to pull you pull the key out the bottom of the fob. I have to manually open the doors. The other day I was in Scarborough of all places. I get out of the car, I close it because you have to manually lock it from the inside because the fob doesn't work. So I lock it on the way out, but the key fell out of the fob in the car. So I locked myself out of the car in Scarborough.
Just break
and
the
no
window.
offense. But yeah, I at this point, I might as well have broken the window. So I end up getting out. But, it's not good to be, it's not good. And I'm at my wit's end. But again, if anybody's out there for 2015 Sonata, 175,000 kilometers,
8 cents.
pretty much mint condition.
Yeah.
Pretty much mint condition.
Hey,
please.
I got a buddy here in Bracklin Motors, my buddy Parkin. He's the best around. He'll get it from you. He'll sell that thing for probably $5,000.
Yeah. Oh no, I can sell it. The problem is I can't get into a new one.
You don't want a new though. You want a demo like with 10K or 5K.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
You know what car is new that just came out, and I actually had an Uber pick me up in it just randomly. The Hyundai Ioniq. It's their electric car. It's pretty wicked. But again, if you order it today, it'll take you a year to get.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to get? Like it's the version of Tesla, but it's a 65 or 70K versus 85 or 90K. It's a really cool car.
Buy it.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't give a shit about cars, but I don't want to pay for gas anymore.
No, I know. Yeah, but now that's raised too. I mean, but I heard that when you plug your car in, they're charging you more for that. Like when you plug it in, the power, it's power. You're paying for that power at your house, wherever you plug it in.
Yeah.
It costs
everything's more.
It costs everything's more. So they jack that up too. So you're not getting any farther ahead. So stupid.
There's no deals anymore, buddy.
No.
There's no deals.
Someone in Hamilton might be listening to this. Someone give Morreale a deal on a demo car. Nice car. Remember in Argos, on the Argos, when you guys got all cars, receivers for the year?
The Volkswagens, that was nice. Had a nice Volkswagen, drove everywhere.
That was good.
The only guys that got cars in Hamilton were Danny and Darren. They got the Saturns. Remember the Saturns? Whatever happened to those cars?
The shit boxes. Yeah.
Terrible cars.
Yeah.
Even though Darren probably backed up into that post, the light standard in Brian Timmis at least 6 to 10 times. And then, I don't know if you remember, at the end of the year, he drove the Saturn home.
Yeah, I know.
He was supposed to return it.
He still has it. They can't get it over the border.
There were so many things that we didn't talk to Wood about, but honest to God, that was good. Okay, so coming up, and again, I'm not going to be here. Too much travel, but we got Orlando Steinauer going into the CFL Hall of Fame. We got Mike Walker going to the CFL Hall of Fame. I know you must remember Mike Walker.
Of course, for sure.
He was a stud.
Beast, yeah.
Him and Grover, Rod Skillman, all those guys. Leo Ezrins, Crazy Leo.
Love those guys. Hey, the fingers.
Oh, yeah.
His fingers are all over the place. Oh, my. Yeah, I won't be there for it. I can't. That's the member guest. It's the 18th. That's a Saturday night. This has been planned for months and months. So that's the game I can't be at, which sucks because I really want to be there for those guys.
But that's coming up soon, right? That's
Saturday,
a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Congratulations to Mike. Congratulations to Orlando.
Yeah, well deserved.
Well deserved. You're right. That'll be a good time.
Maybe we'll bet. We'll do for a little bet on Bet Regal on who's going to do the first speech.
If Bet Regal can deposit some money into our accounts, number one, cash,
of course,
then we'll spend 10% of it and keep the rest.
Yeah. I promise I'll bet. I'll bet on something, but we're going to do something. We're going to make it fun this year. This will be a lot of fun. Can't wait.
It's going to be good. So moving forward, we're gonna keep this show going. We got some guests coming on. I think we had a new. Do we have a new? What?
Yeah.
What was Dave Cadeau to us? Dave was what? Like I don't want to say our boss because I don't want to.
He was Butko's boss. He's
Butko's boss. Butko's got a new boss now.
Peter, yeah.
Right, Peter.
Yeah.
So is Peter's boss Dave?
Yes.
We got to figure this out. So sure Dave is the boss.
I texted Dave today, and Dave said, "Well, I don't usually take care of that anymore. Peter's going to do it." I said, "Oh, big timer, big timer." And he writes back, "Oh yeah, big. He got me." I said, "Oh, okay, really? I'm not texting you ever again."
Oh, here we go. Too big for us now.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Just put us to the side. It's okay. We'll remember that. Hey, Bucko, is he still treating you okay?
Yeah, he's treating me okay. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't. He's just looking for an excuse not to talk to you guys, probably.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, have you done a Roll Balsam commercial?
Do they still make Wella Balsam?
Oh, I don't know.
Do they still make that?
No, I think so.
Oh my
That
God!
looks, you got some
look
good
like
shiny hair. Look at that.
yeah. You actually, you know what you should start doing, Butko? Honestly, this is not a joke. You should do like the front of those romantic novels. Like just like Fabio used to do.
Yeah.
Which is you wouldn't even recognize that name. You would look amazing.
Put the part right in the middle like Farrah Fawcett. Right,
oh yeah,
right
just feather it.
Feather it to the side.
Feather it and part it.
I've even done it before. Oh my God.
Look at that.
For those who can't see it, you gotta watch.
You look like Steve Perry from Journey.
Oh,
you look amazing.
gosh.
Wow.
In 1970.
Yeah.
Well,
The only
that was
cost is
good.
being mistaken for a girl. About half the
Well,
time. Especially
wasn't
with
gonna say
masks
that.
on,
Well,
it's
The
forget
voice is halfway there. Your voice is halfway there.
Oh, okay. Listen,
That's it.
on that note,
Yeah.
this is how we like it. We got to end on a high.
Yeah.
Listen, Butko, it was great. Great you coming on again. You're always there. You're the butt of all our jokes. No pun intended. Hitch,
Yeah.
always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah.
Peter, you're in the background somewhere hovering around. We'll get you introduced one of these days. And to Dave the Boss Cadeau, this is the Morreale and Hitch podcast. Tune in every week, or at least whenever the heck Rob and I have time in our schedules to come on and do this show. I hope you like it. I hope you have a good time. Go Cats, go. We'll talk to you soon.
Go Bet Regal.
Bye.
See you guys. Enjoy.